everyone. So today we wanted to talk about a very serious issue, and that is the misrepresentation findings. So under the Immigration, Refugee and Protection Act, IRPA, Section 40 says that if an officer finds that a person has misrepresented, then that person could be barred from applying for permanent residence in Canada for up to 5 years. And that is a very serious consequence. We also find that if you have a misrepresentation finding, not only are you barred from applying for permanent residence, but even on temporary resident applications as well, they will routinely be rejected in the future as well. So in the past, it seems like there's now recently been a lot of findings of misrepresentation. Why is that, Aadil?
So, first of all, you are correct. Recently at an IRCC conference, they had informed us that now 5% of applications are estimated to be rejected for misrepresentation. So it has gone up. And I think the reason is threefold. The first is that Canada now has a number of information sharing agreements with Five Eyes countries. So they have access to information that's been given to countries such as the United States or the United Kingdom or Australia or New Zealand. Secondly, IRCC is using AI technology now to scrub past applications. So what they're doing is they're looking at information you've given on past applications and comparing it to the application that you are now submitting. And thirdly, people have internet footprints now. And so they are going to publicly available information, so like company websites or LinkedIn, and they are comparing it to the information that you are now giving on the application.
So if you have, previously declared something, maybe something that you didn't think was a big deal, like your work experience on your study permit application forms, those kind of situations, you might not have thought it was a big deal, but it is becoming a big deal these days. And so let's say someone has realized, oh shoot, there might be a situation where I didn't disclose fully, what my situation is, and might lead to misrepresentation. What would you advise them to do?
Okay. So now we're being much more careful with applications. And so what I tell people, the first rule now is to check and double check your application and all of the information that is in it. So that it is the application that's being submitted at this time tells the exact truth. The standard that the case law has told us is almost one of perfection. You cannot blame it on a consultant that's put in information or any mistakes that you've made. So it's very critical to be double checking every piece of information. The second advice that we tell people now is don't make any assumptions on an application. Always bring up every issue to your lawyer. So for example, in a lot of cases, people who had past criminality think that an expungement will make it so that they don't have to put it on the application anymore. And that is incorrect and can lead to an inadmissibility. The third issue is if you think that something is different from a past application, raise that with counsel right away, because counsel needs to deal with that issue in the application itself. And they have different strategies depending on what that information is.
So a lot of times these days, if an officer suspects that there was misrepresentation, they will issue what's called a procedural fairness letter, okay? And in that letter, they will give you an opportunity to respond. What should someone do if they receive a PFL?
So the first thing to remember is that if you're getting a PFL, something has already gone wrong and you do need to worry about it. And my advice is to seek out legal counsel immediately, because if you try to deal with it yourself, you could just make things worse. So the first thing is to get advice from a lawyer. A lawyer will then look at it and determine if the information that's being given in the personal information letter is enough or whether they need to ask for more information from the officer. And also then they will come up with a plan on how to mitigate the problems that have happened or be able to explain why there is an inconsistency. But it is very critical that a lawyer look at this as soon as you get a PFL letter.
Perfect. Well, hopefully you're not in this situation, but if you are, we're here to help you. Let us know as soon as you can, and hopefully all will work out in the end. Take care, everyone.
Okay, bye-bye.